On his journey, Paul faces many challenges. He comes across sorcerers and false prophets. For example, there's one called Elymas, and he says to him, "You are a child of the devil and an enemy of everything that is right. You are full of all kinds of deceit and trickery." Wow, that's telling the truth right to his face, isn't it? Paul goes into synagogues and begins to meet with people and is invited to speak. It's the first place he goes when he enters a new town. In many of them, he's invited back that next Sabbath because people want to hear more about this Jesus and the good news that he brought. In more people coming and more people coming, there was much opposition. The Jews became jealous of Paul with all the numbers that he was drawing. Paul says that since they reject Jesus, the gospel will now go to the Gentiles, and it does. It becomes his focus. He preaches the good news, even though problems arise in people's personal lives. For example, people would lose their jobs, or they couldn't work the jobs they had because they were now sinful to them. There were problems with politics. People desired a change in leadership because of what that person stood for. There were even problems in the economy. People refused to buy certain things like idols like they'd used to. There's a story of Demetrius, who was a silversmith, and he designed shrines for Artemis, who was the Greek goddess of hunting, nature, and chastity. His sales were affected. Paul said to him, "Gods made by human hands are not gods at all." Demetrius gathered many other artisans who were losing money, and riots broke out. Paul had to be pulled from these riots to escape with his life. Following Christ is not always easy, and there are some who will refuse to believe. Avoid conflict by following Paul's example. He said, "Pray for them, but move on." There is always someone else who will be open to hearing the word of God.